Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video, making yourself a priority. I'm Denise. It is Saturday. It's actually Friday, but Saturday here on the channel is WW weigh-in and meeting topic du jour. This is the day I usually go to my meeting in Turnersville, New Jersey, but I am away for the weekend. So yeah, and I'm inside. Why are you inside, D? Because it's freaking freezing out there. Oh my gosh. It's like in the 50s and it's windy. That's how it is over here, though. We go from summer to winter. It's like we don't really have a fall and a spring as much as I would wish we did. I know, look what I'm in. I am in my long sleeve tech gear on clearance at Kohl's that I paid $3 for. It's new, got it last year. I might remember from a haul, but yes, so it's freezing. So I decided to opt into filming in the house. It's cold. But I didn't go to my meeting. I was going to go to my meeting, but if you didn't know, we are away for the weekend at a wedding down in Cape May, New Jersey, right on the beach we're staying. And I was going to go. Steve set the alarm, because that's on his side of the bed. He's in charge of the alarm. I went off and I'm like, it was so cold that I just wanted to snuggle in bed. I thought, you know what? I've been there and done this. I don't, so I shut it off and went back to sleep, slept for another hour and a half. It's my prerogative. I did get weighed in at home because I know my scale is 1 pound heavier than Weight Watchers. So I just had to add a pound. Wow, how'd you do on the scale? I was up. I will say shocked, yes. I never expect a loss because I say this all the time. When you only have 10 pounds to lose, now it's 11, you're not going to lose 2 and 3 pounds a week. I don't expect that. And sometimes I'm lucky if I get like the same as a win. But to be up a pound, 1.2 to be exact, I just round off to a pound. It's a little disheartening. I had a good week. I ate great. I have no idea the bathroom was my friend this week. So I'm not quite sure if it's just the day I'm weighing in, I happen to be up, but there's no rhyme or reason for that. Like when I'm up, I know I'm up. Like, I'll be like, yeah, it's not going to be good. And I tell you that because I know if I've had a bad week. This week was good. For me, it was good. So I was like going, I went with twice. I'm like, seriously? So yeah. Is there a reason? No. We're going to dwell on it? No. We're just going to continue on our journey because that's all we can do. To sit there and dwell on a number is obsessive for me. I am not, like I tell you all the time. Am I happy where I'm at? No. Do I feel good? I do. This is a size medium. It fits. There's room. So I know it's just not me. And I know I've done the best week that I could. So I have nothing I'm not going to go over every day and go, well, maybe I should have had this. Maybe I shouldn't have had that. No, I had a good week. For me, it was a great week, actually, which I very rarely have. So I know it's just what the scale's going to say. Am I disheartened? Absolutely. But you just got to keep chugging as hard as that is, because I know it's hard. I got a wedding I'm going to, which is I'm going to be away for 2 days. So it's so easy for me to sit there and go, screw it. I'm already up. I have to keep this mindset. So I am actually going to have text buddies. I have a few people that are going to be my text buddies that I'm going to, as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to text them and say, hey, can you please check in with me several times a day, today and tomorrow? Because I need somebody to remind me that I am, I'm going to enjoy this wedding. I'm going to enjoy the food, but I'm actually going to be mindful of what I'm eating. I'm going to think, and here's a little, I think I'm thinking over. I am considering trying the Healthy app on the Blue Plan. Even though this is, it's the same thing, but I'm mentally not there. I am mentally not into this plan. No matter what way I word it or what way I float it out. And that's me. I'm not saying it's the plan. I'm saying it's me. I'm taking ownership of the fact that I'm not mentally into this plan. No rhyme or reason. So I'm considering doing the iTrack Bites. It's only $30 for the year. Is that going to make or break me? No. I'm thinking of considering jumping on that for, probably won't start till probably Sunday. We'll start Sunday if I decide to do it. I'm still mulling it over and doing the Blue Plan through them and seeing if that mindset helps, because I say this all the time. This journey is in our head. This journey is not in our stomachs. It's how we mentally perceive it. Again, I don't say it's the plan, so I'm not knocking the plan. I'm saying it's me. It's my perception of it. And I try to give you the best information I can. And that's all true. But if I, in my head, don't internally believe that, so we're going to see maybe, well, I haven't done it yet, so it's something I'm thinking of. Let me know what you think, your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. It's still points, it's still Weight Watchers, it's just a blue plan. Remember, I did it for 4 years, and I made lifetime and goal. And yes, it took me 6 months to lose 9 pounds last time, so I know that it's a hard thing. But if it helps my mind, it helps my mind. There's no rhyme or reason about that. So let's go to this week's topic. How to Simplify Food Tracking by Beth James O'Keefe. Well, before I even read Beth's version of how to simplify food tracking, I do this all the time. I talk about this hundreds of times. I talked about it at my meeting. It's a shame I'm not going to be there tomorrow. 100 times, and I tell people, and they're like, they have no idea. Like, quick ad. It better be about quick ad, because that's how you simplify tracking. Quick ad. Like, a lot of the things that we eat, I would say 80% of what we eat, we know the points. We know the points of the bread. We know the points of the avocado. We know the points of the egg. We know the points of the yogurts. We know the points of the turkey lunch meat and the chicken. How much chicken is 2 points? How much, an ounce of potatoes is 1 point. You know this. If you've done plans as long as I have, you just know. Because some things don't change that terribly often. And if you're like me, you write things on the back of things so you remember. So I sit there, and before I eat my breakfast, I grab my thing. Okay, 6 for 7 bread, 2 points. 1 point of avocado. My eggs are 0. Oh, I did have some hummus, but that's 0 too. Oh, I did put some cheese on. I think I put 1 point worth of cheese. Okay. Quick ad. Breakfast, 6 points, and I put it in. Then I eat. That is how I became a good tracker, was through quick ad. If I had to sit there and put in, all right, avocado, it's kind of like calories for me. I never tracked. But once I decided, and this how I made goal was through quick ad, because you've got to give it something. And if you're in the general vicinity, you may be off by a point or down by a point. It can go either way. And I don't feel like if we're off by the end of the day by 3 or 4 points, it's going to make or break our journey. I don't believe that, because I know what we're eating. And I think if you're going over, you have weeklies, if you're going over by 3 or 4 points, that's not tragic. So let's see what Beth James O'Keefe has to say about this, because you've heard my spiel in 2 seconds. Let's see what she's got to say. One of the most effective tools for weight loss, tracking what you eat. The best way to ensure you're actually doing it, learn to track smarter, not harder. Yeah, because we want to track. We have to be accountable for what we eat, because we're not going to remember it. Yeah, my memory's better, but it's not great. And especially for days later, for those weeklies and stuff, you gotta know what you're eating. And I will say this too before I go any further. I miss the wins. I will say the wins, even if the stuff was really not the greatest stuff, but it was still stuff. And I like to win stuff. And that made me track. I would track my sleep. I would track my activity. I would track my food just to get stuff. And I'm very, very sad that that's gone. Honestly, and you can sit there and make your own thing, but it's better when it comes from them, not like me buying myself something else. It was nice to just, and the shipping was free. It just was so nice. So Weight Watchers watches this, bring back the wins. I loved it. I don't think it cost you much, like even this stuff. Not this, not that. Getting a cookbook. And sometimes these were like 1,500 or 2,000 wins. That's a good deal. These are great. What's upside down? These are great to have in our repertoire, and we earn them. Like maybe just earn cookbooks. I like the cookbooks. I like the socks. They're my 2 favorite things. Or the best socks I've ever gotten. Love them. I went back to get more. They were done. All right, let's see what she says. Try this. Use the WW app search tool, both the barcode scanner and the microphone on your phone's keyboard to save typing time. That's always a good thing. If you have Siri hooked up, she will help you too. I shouldn't say it out loud because it's going to come on my phone. But yeah, they'll help you out too. You can have Siri set up as well. And the scanner. Well, the funny thing about the scanner is sometimes it scans wrong. Why? And people let Weight Watchers know, why does it never change? Here's the thing. Again, it's only going to be off by a point, maybe 2 at the most. And that can go either way. Again, is that going to make or break you? If you're going to say, I don't trust the scanner, I don't trust the scanner. The worst that it could happen is if you'll have maybe 1 to 2 to 3 extra points there that you don't have to count, or you do have to count. It's not going to break you. It shouldn't. If you're a person who is perfect, I didn't say perfectly, that is proficiently on plan, and that is somebody who tracks regularly. You have to track. You have to know what you're eating. Same thing for what I say for Thanksgiving. Eat what you want on Thanksgiving, but just track it. So you know what weeklies you don't have anymore. I track everything. I do. Cookies, I track them. If not putting it in there doesn't mean I didn't eat it. So you have to also be very honest with your tracking. Like, some people won't track stuff because this way they don't have to own it. The waistline owns it for you. So you lying to the tracker doesn't save the weigh-in. That's why you're up, because you didn't track certain things that maybe you should have. And just put it in there. Yes, you're going to see things go down. It's okay. It is. It's, it leaves you with, you can make adjustments for the rest of the week. And that's what it's for. It's how I can adjust. I tell people, my girl Lori, she wants to have these little bars, these little chocolate, I think they're Snicker bars or no sugar added Milky Way bars. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they're 5, I think, points. And it's hard for her to just stop at 1. I said, well, maybe put it in for 2 days that you'll have these bars. I said, put it in ahead of time. Like, if you want to have it, say today's Thursday, and say it is today. And then you have put Mondays in already. So when you wake up on Monday, that bar is already wiped out of your points. So you know what you have to use for the rest of the day. So this way, put your treats in first if you need them. And there's no shame in eating chocolate. There's no shame in needing cake. It's when you sit there and act like you don't need it, and then you binge on it, and there's the problem. You have to own it. You have to put it in there, and you have to track it. Because in life, you're going to want chocolate. You're going to want cake. And we should. It's life. If I'm sitting there saying, no, I'm not having cake, I'm not having chocolate, then you're not living. You're not living your life. You're living on a diet, and that is not sustainable. We want to do all this work to live healthier. We don't want to keep redoing and losing the same weight. We just want to have it lost and then live our lives. Lose it like you're going to live it is one of my favorite mantras. You know that. Snap a picture of your meal. You can track it later. That's always a good thing. There are some apps, and I'm not sure what the name of it is. If you do, let me know. You could snap your meal, and it gives you the calories for it. I don't know how it does that, but that's what I've heard. I've not ever used it, so I'm not just saying I've heard of it. I've not ever seen it. But if you're a calorie counter, track similar restaurant dishes. Yes, if you cannot find your meal in there, yeah, there's something like it. Again, if you're off by a point or two, is it really going to matter? It shouldn't. And if you think it does, there lies the part of the mental part of this journey. Don't let it get in your head. When it gets in your head, it becomes crazy and obsessive. And I don't want that for you, because I've seen crazy and obsessive. And I don't think it's healthy. We want balance. You know what I'm saying? We want to have balance. We want to be like everyone else. Why is it so-and-so, she doesn't have to track her food, and look at her waistline. We don't have her metabolism. We have our own. So in order for us to keep our weight at bay, we have to track. We have to be accountable. Will we always have to track? Some of us maybe. I think I'm always going to have to be a tracker. But I think to myself, if that's all I have to do to keep the 100 pounds off, if it's a couple seconds before I eat, that's what you have to realize. It's not this daunting thing you have to write like a 30-page paper. You have to track your food. It doesn't take. When you do it regularly, you'll become proficient. I can't believe how well I track. And it's coming from a person who didn't track. So if I can track, you can track. Guesstimate points at events. Yes. I call it deconstructing. You know what it's in there, and you just have to give it a point or two for what you think is in there. Like if it's baked ziti, there's pasta, there's sauce, there's cheese. So that's 3 things. Again, you watch your portion, you see how much you count for your pasta. I don't worry about the sauce. Yes, it's probably commercially made and probably has sugar in it, but how much are you actually having on your portion? And of course the cheese. That's where all the points come from, the pasta and the cheese. So you just give it points and you guesstimate as best you can. Is it going to be perfect? No. Sometimes, as we know, nutritional labels aren't perfect. So are we really eating what they say anyway? Probably not. So if you're in the ballpark, and that's what we look for, ballpark. You have to be in the general vicinity, and I think you can guesstimate in the general vicinity. I have faith in you. Like, we'll take like a chicken franchise, chicken breast. There's usually a butter, there's usually an oil, there's usually both. There's usually lemon juice. And there's wine. But how much in your piece are you having? You're not having the whole cup of wine in your little piece. You're lucky if you have a tablespoon. You know, and the same thing with the oil. Oh, there's oil in it. How much oil is in your portion? I don't think a half cup. So you have to give it like a teaspoon. Things like that. You have to be realistic. Like, I'm not eating 30 points worth of chicken franchise. I doubt that. But yeah, it is prepared differently than you would prepare it at home, and you do need to adjust accordingly. Pre-track higher point meals. It's kind of like Lori Mashburn's candy bar. Absolutely. And work around it. See? I do know what I'm talking about. Absolutely. You definitely. I just looked at this for the first time. Yep. Pre-track. Now, tomorrow, I don't know what we're having because I think it's a buffet, so I can't pre-track it. But if we're going to one where you've picked out your meal, you know what you're having. The last wedding we went to back in June, I knew I was having a sirloin, mashed potatoes, and vegetable. So I was able to pre-track that. I didn't know they were going to have what hors d'oeuvres they were going to have, but I was able to, look at the hors d'oeuvres and pick out what I wanted. I had veggies and dip. I went with that. They had chicken satay on a stick, which that is such a good option. It's just chicken with a little bit of sauce, and it's boneless, skinless breast. I had to account for the sauce. Like when I talk about going to a buffet, I talked to somebody about this. I don't remember if it was live or somewhere. I went all through weight loss mode, went to Chinese buffets back before COVID, and I would lose that week. How? Because guess what? There's a salad bar at a buffet. Always. So I started, back before Weight Watchers, I never went to the salad bar. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know it was there. I was interested in the salad bar. But now, first thing, anytime I go to a buffet, I hit the salad bar. And I get a nice big plate of salad. So I'm not going to the food starving. Because let's face it, you can go to that buffet starving, you're going to take what you want and not care. But I would get a nice big salad. They had pick and peel shrimp. I would throw that on my salad. So I started off with salad and shrimp. And then I went up to the appetizer. Sometimes I would get soup, because soup's one of those things that could be high in sodium, but it's not going to be high in points. And you have to remember that. Sodium over, fat. I'd rather take the sodium over the fat. I could flush the sodium out. You can't flush the fat out unless you take one of those weird pills, but... So I'd go for soup, and then I'd go they always had vegetables. String beans, mushrooms, broccoli. Now, do they have sauce on them? Yes. But is the base of it 0? Yes, it's a vegetable. So the mushroom was 0, the broccoli was 0, and the string beans were 0. Yes, I'd have to count the sauce on it, but how much sauce am I getting on all that? So you give it a few points, and then I'd always get the beef and broccoli, the chicken and broccoli, any of the chicken they had that didn't have any of the coating on it. I grabbed that and turned in as much sauce off as I could. So all I had to count, because chicken was 0 and broccoli was 0. So all I had to count was the sauce that I got. I didn't fill up on rice or noodles. I filled up on protein and vegetables. And then they always had like a fish thing. Broiled fish. Wasn't fried or coated or anything. I always got a piece of tilapia, put on my dish. So for me, that was a huge win to be able to go there and eat like that. Now, the hard part was always the dessert, because they would have the soft-serve ice cream, the cookies, the little pieces of cake. But I've been there before, and was their desserts good? Not really. They were okay. So I knew that. So I might have gotten a little bit of ice cream. I knew it wasn't something that I needed to eat, because I knew what it already tasted like. I knew it wasn't worth the points. But definitely be smart about what you're eating, and don't overthink what you're eating. And I think that's a lot of our problems. We overthink, and then we tend to undereat. And that doesn't help our weight loss journey either. All right. Try a shortcut, then reflect. Did you save time and effort? Yes. If yes, cool. If not, really, then test drive another. Let's dive a little deeper. Ever find yourself struggling to log a chef's every pinch and dash in the WW app? It's understandable. Science says tracking is the simple biggest predictor of weight loss. So of course you want to track it right. But science also tells us tracking regularly is not perfectly is the secret. It's easy to get bored, busy, and distracted. As humans, we're less likely to stick to things that require a lot of effort, energy, and time, likely striving for the non-existent perfect tracker gold star. See, and that I think is a dig to calories. Because with calories, you have to do all that. You have to. Because everything has calories. Everything. Lettuce has calories. So I think that was our little dig to that. And I have to agree, it is an effort. And I know, you have to know what you're capable of. And you might be really into these calories now because, oh my gosh, you're seeing the scale move. But what I want to point out to you, can you sustain this? Is it something, and if you can, that's fabulous. I know me, and I like the quick add because it's quick. I could never put everything in like that. I just couldn't do it. And I know I can't even for tracking, I can't sit there and go, okay, let me scale that. Let me see. Yeah, no, I guesstimate most of my things. Maybe that's why I'm not losing, D. I've always guesstimated this isn't anything new. I've lost my 116 pounds this way. So I know that what I do correctly. I have proof of that. Just not sure what's going on now. I do have a doctor's appointment though. Remember, the point of tracking is awareness, not keeping score. That's why it works and why consistency beats perfection. Shortcuts like guesstimating points, tracking a restaurant chain's minestrone soup instead of your local spots, relying on tools to streamline the tracking process. Don't make you less aware of eating habits, nor do they hinder progress. They make this journey easier and save time, which helps you keep tracking goals. I didn't mention the quick add. Did I miss that? Because that's the hugest thing. I guess it's like guesstimating, but I should have mentioned that you put it in the quick add. It's all about quick add. If you get nothing else from this video, you need to use quick add. And you will, and I just put in the word breakfast, my points, I put in lunch, my points, and I put in dinner, my points. I pretty much quick add all the time. I very rarely go in microscopically and do it. I've done quick add pretty much, since I started tracking regularly, which has been since I guess the blue plan, what it was called the blue plan when that started. I think that's when the turnaround for me came, that I knew I would get to goal, and I knew I had to keep tracking consistently. Because I was a fair weather tracker back in the day. Sure I was. It takes too much time to track. I know what I mean. I'll remember. You don't. Tracking on paper helps. Track on paper. I did come up with this. If you didn't know, I do Monday Zooms, and you're all welcome to come. Everything is on the Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. And if you don't do Facebook, please email me at dishwithd@yahoo.com if you want to be included in the Zooms. It's a meeting. I do it Monday mornings at 9 a.m. and Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you can't make the morning, you can make the night. And we go over like a topic that I find important. Like, these are Weight Watchers topics. Not that they're not important, but I've done these forever. I just like to give my take on what I think is a good topic. And I did make a daily food planner to help out if maybe you're a person that likes to write down breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Absolutely. Do I include snacks? Yes. Should you be snacking? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I feel, and this is just my opinion, that's why I say I feel, that snacking is normal. And snacking is, I'm not asking you to eat a buffet. I'm saying like maybe a rice cake with some nut butter, a rice cake with some fruit, a rice cake with some cottage cheese, hummus and vegetables, a string cheese. Like, nothing earth-shattering, but when you fuel your body constantly and it processes things, our bodies metabolize food better when we have smaller meals at a time. So if you're going there, not eating in between meals and then giving yourself this huge meal, sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to digest. And I'm just trying to help you not go into that next meal starving, because you don't need to be starving. We're not in a third world country. We have, and I'm not saying eat fruit. That's a great snack. A banana, an apple, a pear, a peach, grapes, fruit cup. That's a great snack. Measure it though. Don't sit there and I'm going to keep eating this for a bowl. No, go to everything has a portion, and that's a huge thing. I did a whole video on portions. Everything has a portion, and that's what we need to stick with. Is you're going to have cantaloupe, look in the app for cantaloupe and see what the portion is. Watermelon, see what the portion is. Grapes, see what the portion is. I know non-fat Greek yogurt, it's 3/4 of a cup. Cottage cheese, it's half a cup. I don't free pour cottage cheese because it's fat-free is 0. No, I measure a half a cup of cottage cheese because that is a serving size. So, and then also, if you want to work on your water intake, and I put this because I think it's a good thing. What went well today? What do I want to improve? Because there's some things that we need to improve on, and I always think it's good to keep a record of that. So if you want a copy of the daily food planner, just email me at dishwithdee.com. I will email you a copy. I've been creating things because I joined Canva, which is women. Have you noticed my thumbnails have gotten a little bit better? Well, I was using there's a free Canva, and I took the 30-day Pro for free. They give you 30 days, and if you like it, you can buy it. But no, you're not buying it. It's a yearly fee. So I don't remember how much it was. It was something I didn't want to spend, let's put it that way, but I really enjoyed it. So I thought, and now that I am paying for it, I'm utilizing it by making fun little printables. I made this one. I made when you quick start your first week, when you know your why, 3 goals, 3 habits you want to work on, and 3 new foods you want to try. That's my lifestyle first day journey. And I also made habit tracker. I came up with some habits to keep you out of the kitchen. I also did a blank one if you want to create your own habits and you track them Monday through Friday. And if you get enough checks, maybe get yourself a prize, because that's how you reward yourself. So if you want the healthy habits tracker, or you want the daily food planner, or do you want the kickstart, let me know. Email me and I'll get that out to you. It won't be soon because I'll be away for the weekend, but next week I definitely will get those out to you if you can't get it. So that's it. I really talked a long time because it's a good subject for me, because I will tell you I was not the best tracker. But when I got serious about tracking, the weight came off. I have to be accountable. And I track on holidays. I track cookies, and I also leave points on the board for bites, licks, and tastes. Yes, I'm a person who grabs things. You could say, Dee, why do you do that? Maybe you shouldn't do that. I save points for that. So I absolutely can do that. And I've always done that. So it's not anything new. Maybe that's why you're not losing. I don't think so. If I hadn't lost 116 pounds doing this, I would agree with you. But I think there's just something else going on. I'm not quite sure what that is, but that's for the doctor to decide, not me. So I am going to end this because I could just keep chatting about tracking. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my WW take, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know how your week went. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? Did you not expect what you got on the scale either? Share that with us, because we are a community that wants to hear you. And if you haven't already subscribed, there's a subscribe button, red button down there. Hit that subscribe. Join our community here on YouTube. What time is it? I have a live to attend. Have a great rest of your day. If you know somebody that could benefit from this video, please share this with them on your social media, Facebook groups, and Zoom. I appreciate it. Have a great day. We will dish another day.